Yes, 3-0 Bobcats
Yep,
win.
yep. That
First
was
first rematch of the season. So
yep.
I can throw that to you as our first rematch of the season, and you'll talk about the first game.
Yep.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming in through. Okay, I'm just going to read the starting lineups then. Jake Boyle, Luis Almeida, Travis Ward, Davey Mason, Tongwa Aka, Jocelyn Pusayan, Andrew Wyvell, Manuel Gonzalez, Kelvin. Okay, great. We got it. You're good to go back. Hang on, we want.
Let's do it. Just
And for the first time from home, a welcome to Marine Hendricks Field. Alongside James Consoli, I'm Max Walpoff. Thank you again for joining us for NISA Soccer Action, James. Tonight, it's the first rematch of the 2024 season when the Savannah Clovers come to town.
That's right. We opened just about a month ago against the Savannah Clovers, and the Bobcats came off with a pretty easy win, a 3-0, adding 3 points to their record for the season so far. And placing them at 3 in Group A. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and what we can expect to see, or at least what happened in the last bout between these two
Well,
games?
last bout between these two teams, it was a definitely a good spot.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
just
we're
working
good.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just practicing,
yeah,
so
keep
we
going.
don't
Just
need.
keep going. He can turn the music back on though.
A pleasant welcome to you from Marine Hendricks Field for the Maryland Bobcats home opener against the Savannah Clovers. Teams are lining up now for the national anthems.
Hey, welcome to. Let's get going.
And once again, a welcome to Marine Hendricks Field. Alongside James Consoli, I'm Max Walpoff. Thank you again for joining us for NISA's 2024 season. And it's the Bobcats home opener against their first rematch of the year against the Savannah Clovers.
That's right, Max Wolpoff. I'm James Consoli, as he mentioned earlier. And Max, we saw these two teams earlier in the season, but not here at the stadium. We saw them at Memorial Stadium down in Savannah, Georgia. Probably a bit of a warmer environment, better scene than today. A little overcast. We had some rain earlier. Not expecting maybe the prettiest of weather, but hey, it's another great soccer day, and I'm excited to see what's on the ballot for today.
And for the Bobcats and Clovers today, coming in, this is probably the earliest in NISA in the last couple of years that every team has at least one loss. Last year, Chattanooga came real close to running the table with a perfect season, but now every team's got a loss. Los Angeles, though, out in front.
Yeah, that's right, Max. LA 4 sits at top with 13 points, 4-1-1. So with that being said, every team has a loss, like you mentioned, and we're going to see today if our team in the Maryland Bobcats FC can record another win on their record. Have 2 wins so far on the season and have 6 points. They are third overall in Group A and fourth overall in NISA. So they're behind Georgia Lions and Michigan Stars in Group A. And what do you think they need to do today to really set themselves apart from other teams below them?
For Maryland, a lot of this is going to come down to whether or not they can put the pressure on teams that are lower in quality to them. Last year, especially against Savannah, came through and Savannah got away 2 victories against the Bobcats throughout the course of last season. Granted, one of them was the last game of the season. Maryland no longer had anything to play for, and it was down in Savannah, travel legs. They really did not put up a offensive effort the same way Savannah did, trying to put something for on a season that they had not qualified for the playoffs for. Maryland this year, they revamped a lot of their lineup. However, they are returning several veterans. So let's go through the starting lineup right now. In goal for today for Maryland, Jake Boyle, number 0. On defense, it'll be Luis Almeida, Travis Ward, Davy Mason, and Tongwa Aka. At the midfield, Captain Jocelyn Pusion, Andrew Wyvell, Manuel Gonzalez, and Kelvin Mwape, and Elijah Amo and Darwin Espinal at the forefront. Darwin Espinal, one of the big runners for goal scoring last season, making another return for the Bobcats.
Absolutely. As we're just about to get things underway, the Bobcats are in the center circle, just talking things over, hyping each other up and telling them that this is a must win, right? So both these teams, 6 points. This kind of helps decide who's going to be top 3 in Group A. And as they're both tied with 6 points, 2 wins. So this is a really important match to decide on standings early in the season.
Especially given that most of the season is going to be divisional heavy, it is incredibly important to win those divisional games when you've got them. So Elijah Amo stands over the ball for the Bobcats. Balvier Cabrera Garcia will be our center match official. Ryan Myers, Carlos Dominguez, and Ryan Nee are his assistants and 4th official. He stands over the ball, sponsored by Zara, the official soccer ball of NISA. Referee Garcia giving final instructions. The whistle is off, the ball is rolling. Let's have some fun on this Saturday night in Maryland. Early on this offensive side, James, what are you looking to see as teams get started here in today's game? This is the first rematch of the season for both squads.
Yeah, that's right. As you mentioned earlier, I think we need to see a lot of Espinal today, working this wing, and just making sure that they can get off to a strong start and incorporate other people. Espinal was not the only scorer for the Bobcats in their 3-0 win last time over the Clovers.
And already an early turnover, Aaron Martinez on the takeaway for Savannah as they'll push back to the defensive line. Savannah starters today, Jack Crichton will be in net. Kyle Nelson, Daniel DeLeon, Lester Hayes III, and Cameron Schneider have his back line. Aaron Martinez, Jedediah McLeod, Corey Lundeen, and Alex Ainskoff are in the midfield along with captain Zach Hargreaves. And one forward listed, Roddy Green, as Savannah entering into the offensive area, and referee Garcia already letting something go. Maryland's got numbers that they can push. Pass along for Elijah Amo. Wyvell entering into the attacking third, cutting in. Couldn't find a cross, and an early clear for Savannah.
An early chance there for the Bobcats, right? So they're pushing the attack, pushing that right wing. There were switches open on the left side and the left flank, but they didn't look to find them.
And also that attack started by a hard tackle close to the penalty area for Savannah, let go by our referee. We'll see how that standard changes as we just get into the 2-minute mark.
And Max, we just saw Andrew Wivel kind of win something there. A sloppy pass by the Clovers led to him taking over there, and he was one of the scorers in last year's bout. Last month's bout, and I would not be surprised if that was the same thing that happened today.
Here's Aka again, switching now to the right side, far side of the field. Finding Elijah Amo cutting, but could not get past the defensive Corey Lundeen, cutting in from his midfield spot to help the back line. And Savannah will reset themselves on the near side of the field. Here's Roddy Green, the lone striker listed in position, will cut to the middle of the field and attempt to find himself any teammate help, but not going to find any, as Travis Ward will run it back to Jake Boyle.
Way too many touches there, and it seems the Bobcats are way more comfortable on the ball right now as opposed to the Clovers.
Wyvell, long ball wanting Elijah again, cannot find him.
I don't know if they're going to be successful using that sort of tactic today. They've already been moving the ball well on the ground and connecting on through balls. I don't know if the long ball route is the way to go versus the Clovers, Max.
So Jack Crichton stood over and makes the first pass. Goalkeeper from Doncaster, England, which is well north of London and closer to Sheffield and Manchester if you're familiar with English geography. An Embry-Riddle graduate. As a defender tripped and fell, and yeah, Luis Almeida is not going to be happy about that, but he tripped, fell, and tabletopped number 21, Jedediah McLeod. Referee saw that as an accident.
So it looks like we're going to have a free kick opportunity here for the Clovers. Just about in the middle of our half line and the 18.
Stutter step run up, drifting into the box, and appeals for a handball go unanswered. Headers are out to the center area. Boyle punches it over. Corner kick coming for Savannah.
Yeah, near there one. I mean, he played it back into the box. It was first sent out into the box, played back across, and then just a lofted sort of volley that our goalie Boyle was able to just tip just enough over the box.
So Savannah getting the first corner kick of the match. Two hands go up, ball in swings, and Wyvell is right there with the defense. Couldn't find Espinal on the connection. Fusion, once again, a great takeaway, and he's able to send a man free. Kelvin Mwape sending it through, looking for Amo, and it's bounced all the way out. Savannah opting to take the throw in.
Smart opportunity there from Wape, Max, I will say, but I think he could have had more chance to carry there. Forced it in a little bit too early, but hey, the Bobcats maintain possession, so you can't complain too much.
And this is the first time that the home crowd here at the Soccerplex has been able to see Kelvin Mbappe in Bobcats black and gold. He came in here as a visiting player for Flower City Union last year, and he was a prolific player for them. So this is a good sign for Maryland as they try to ingratiate themselves to their new fans entering into this young season. And already a 2-win start to their year as Aka bounces this ball down to himself. And on his ever capable right foot, able to find a streaking Mwape down the left wing, but he was offside.
It was a beautiful ball, great lead in, but as you can see, it was beautiful for two reasons. One, Mwape was open, and two, the other fact is it's just a good ball down the sidelines, but he's offsides. So that one's called back.
Yeah, the AR on that side is Ryan Myers. I actually got to know Ryan rather well. He's frequently been part of Georgetown's referee crew that they bring in for Big East action, and I worked there most of last soccer season in the fall. So Ryan's a good guy, so I'm going to choose to trust his judgment.
And he's also in position, so we're up here in the press box. We don't have the same angle as Ryan, so
Oh, no, we do not.
We're gonna have him kudos for that one. But
Poussillon can't win the header. Bounces free, spun all the way up. Lundin lost the header, but he'll get the ball back on a tackle by Poussillon. And, a shove off the ground. Getting chippy already here.
absolutely chippy. But you could have called that one a little bit of a soft foul there. I think that's what the Bobcats are arguing. But hey, that's their second free kick opportunity of the day, and the Bobcats haven't yet to see one. And we're not even 10 minutes into the match, Max.
Yeah, we're currently at the 7th minute as Lundin got the foul. Lundin, a midfielder from Arroyo Grande, California. And for anyone geographically inclined like I am, you take the 1 or the 101 north of from Los Angeles, and you'll eventually get there if you hug the coastline. Standing over will be the English captain, Zach Hargreaves. Hargreaves, well-traveled in his college days, spent some time at Indiana Wesleyan, then Missouri State for his MBA. A two-man wall is the setup here. As Savannah has, and looks like Balvira Cabrera Garcia is going to have some talking to with the Clovers and Bobcats along the sides in the penalty box.
Yeah, I mean, it's chippy, like you said, and everybody's just tugging onto each other. This is one of those matches where, you know, animosity's high early.
Keeps it low, and Mwape able to poke it free.
Not the ball they were looking for on a free kick opportunity.
Chance to break free for the Bobcats as they run down the far sideline, and ball went out of bounds, it looks like.
Yeah, the crowd is verbally upset here, but it was pretty clear that number 12, Travis Ward, was absolutely lightning down the sideline there. I was surprised to see that ball go out of bounds because he beat the Savannah Clovers defender with ease.
Yeah, the D3 player from Rowan in Glassboro, New Jersey. He was a prolific goal scorer for them, 29 goals in 72 career games played for the D3 school. Wyvell can't connect the pass, and a tackle comes, and referees are opting to let this one play through on the advantage. Hard tackle, and no whistle coming. Why not continue playing? Man, this is physical really early, and especially because these teams, being in the same division, they're going to play each other a lot. So this might be a sign of things to come through the course of the whole season.
I was going to say, I think this match will decide contention later in the season, Max. This is going to be two teams that are battling it out for a spot later in playoff contention. So I can't wait to see what today holds because the Savannah Clovers are looking to bounce back from that 3-0 goal deficit that they faced in April playing this team.
And for both of these teams, this is their second game this week. Savannah Clovers played a league matchup against Georgia FC, their cross-state rivals. Maryland played the Community Shield match against the Annapolis Blues, dropping that decision 3-1 at Navy Corps Memorial Stadium. As they ball into touch, and Maryland has it. So both teams looking to for Savannah, looking to continue their run of good play with a victory over Georgia FC, and for Maryland, looking to get back into league play with a win and keep a winning streak going in league play, but right the wrongs from the last game. Here's Davy Mason, finding a nice pass for Espinal. Espinal back for Mason. He's got numbers into the box, moving quickly just beyond Elijah Amo.
That one's going to stay in, though. He's going to play that back across the box. Dangerous ball there.
Could not find the foot of Espinal, a well-capable foot. Great selection of the pass, went a bit beyond, and it's a goal kick for Crichton.
You know, something I like to shout out, though, I really like that ball from the left wing being played in. That's number 98. That's Davey Mason. Just a beautiful ball, and the 25-year-old able to clip that one just enough for his forwards. They were not where they needed to be in the box, though, Max.
So Savannah attempting to push back through the Bobcats midfield, and as tended to happen a lot last season, Bobcats packing the midfield and forcing a pass back to the keeper. Running onto this one is Almeida. Again, getting it free for Ward. Ward turns it over. Into the center circle, now cutting across for Corey Lundeen. Roddy Green streaking down the right wing. Cuts it into the box, and corner kick conceded, as yet another chance here for Savannah, this time from the opposite end of last one.
Yeah, and this is Savannah's first corner kick opportunity of the day, and both teams' first opportunity.
Second.
Is this the second?
Yeah, there was one earlier. They just didn't do a great ball with it.
Gotcha. I thought that was a free kick opportunity.
I can understand why it wasn't memorable. So Jedediah McLeod stands over this one. He'll keep it low. Hargreaves chips it in.
A beautiful ball in.
Foul in the box on Savannah, and it turns over for Maryland.
Yeah, a lot of physicality right now.
Ooh, someone tried to take that free kick a little quickly, and instead the referee Garcia will force Jake Boyle to be the one to take it, and he takes it quickly as well to get play back restarted.
Absolutely. But one thing I do know for sure is Maryland has not had a lot of stopped opportunities on the ball, you know, where the ball is sitting there like a free kick opportunity. Maryland hasn't seen those yet today. Savannah's kind of been all free kicks, all corner kicks today so far.
Now, I wonder how much of that is a strategy point for Savannah not opting to go for tackles that would result in a free kick, rather forcing Maryland to play the pass game and say, come on and try to beat us.
You know, I'd say that's interesting because I don't think in any way or any conversation when you're playing before the game are they going to be like, oh.
They're trying to find Elijah Mo in the box. Pass is just a bit long, and Crichton jumps out and makes the stop.
Absolutely. As I was saying, I don't think you talk in a pregame huddle before saying, oh, we're going to low down on physicality before, right? Everybody's going to be physical. Everybody's being aggressive. So I don't think as much of a strategy that may be. Savannah's going to bring their A game and be physical today.
Pass turned over. Looking out in front, and Espinal knows he's offside, so he can't play it. There's that veteran presence on the forward line. A high runner for the Golden Boot in last year's NISA competition. And losing out to a capable striker from Chattanooga FC. Travis Ward bounced up and bounced off of him last. Savannah will keep the ball.
I think the Clovers would be better off playing these long balls and testing the back line of the Bobcats, but I think the Bobcats are better off playing it on the ground. They dominated early and saw 2 early chances playing on the ground. So
speaking of playing it on the ground, here's a turnover on dribble. Mason running free. Mason down the left wing. Mason slides it in, chip it through, and a goal for Espinal!
Just like that, Max, the transition was on. Mason gets a beautiful ball out to the left wing. A beautiful first touch diagonally in towards the goal. Instead of taking it out, plays that same ball that he played earlier in the game, slots it, and Espinal is able to put it away like he's done all season. He was one of the 3 scorers and the first scorer, I believe, in the last game between these two teams, and this seems like a broken record on repeat, Max.
And for the latest scores, stats, and standings and news, visit nisasoccer.com. You'll be able to see the game recap from that first game, where the Bobcats won 3-0. Off to a good start today with 1.
What most impressed me about that play was the transition and the pace in which they did it. About 3 passes is all it took to get to that goal. No dilly-dallying around the box, no nothing.
An incredible start from Elijah Amo off a turnover, again, keeping the ball on the ground. Header into Boyle as he'll disrupt the hard-charging Savannah team trying to aggressively get back on the score sheet. Looking for their first goal against Maryland. This one bounced off of Kyle Nelson. Espinal, the goal scorer. Looking for Ward. Ward cuts back toward the middle. As we've played now about 15 minutes of action, Maryland 1-0 on the board, courtesy of their leading scorer on the team, Darwin Espinal. That's his 4th of the year.
Yeah, I'll say this too, Max. Last time these two teams played, nobody scored within the first half. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the first goal came from Espinal in the second half.
You'd be correct. 67th minute. Cuts into the box. A trip here. No penalty call. Maryland fans incredulous at that.
An interesting no call there. It's almost because the Bobcats just scored. It's one of those plays you don't see the refs giving them that, and maybe they're saying, "Oh, just get up."
He's still down in the box. He looks hurt.
There's definitely a
Eh,
trip there, but maybe the ref saw more ball on that tackle than anything from the foot down.
There are some fans here chanting VAR, VAR. Love it. I love it. I approve of the chant.
Yeah, these kids know and love soccer, so
Did you see the news that the English Premier League might be voting to do away with VAR?
I did see that.
So, all right, I'm curious here, especially after just seeing that play and understanding that this is sort of what VAR is for, is to check penalties like that, to check close calls like that. What's your stance on VAR,
What
James? I'm curious
what
here.
I'd like to say is if you have the technology for it and you have the tools to be able to do it, why not do it? It's not like they're worried about the length of the game being strung out at all. I mean, think about it. The NBA does it, the NFL does it. All these big organizations allow for replay reviews and challenges to occur. So why not soccer too?
Well, the trouble that you run into is soccer is a continuous clock. And yes, in a lot of leagues, especially even in ours, there's stoppage time, so you just keep tacking it on. It's a really interesting argument to go through of what is the spirit of this game, and especially at the lower leagues of English football, the investment's just not there. They don't have the cameras. Like we don't have VAR capabilities at this stadium because we just don't have the cameras.
Absolutely, and I understand that, but I'm talking with the EPL, they have the cameras,
Yeah.
right? They have the resources, the assets, the
When you
money to
have
be
the
able to do
money
it.
to get it right, get it
I don't
right.
see why not. And the fans want a game that's called right and appropriately for both sides.
Well, you'd love a game that's called correctly, but there are still fans dating back to the 60s, 70s, and 80s and the 1900s, that is, where they're still arguing about stuff that could have been reviewed if they had the cameras and the technology we have today, but wasn't.
This is true, but that's a big if.
You think back to the World Cup, Maradona's hand of God goal is still a huge topic of discussion. As here comes another chance for Maryland, and it's bounced into touch. We drift now into the 18th minute of action as James and I are now debating the hot topics around soccer.
Absolutely, but the relevant topics around soccer,
Oh,
right? We
for sure.
just see a trip in the box there. Bobcats thought they should have had it after scoring their first goal, and it was a no call.
Mason's one-touch pass looking for Wyvell, couldn't find him. Here comes the Lundin, making a pass for Martinez. Bit of a slip on the far side of the midfield. Savannah keeps it back for their captain, Hargreaves. Here's Roddy Green. And he'll push back for Nelson. Nelson, a former Flower and Salt City Union player from last season, featured heavily in matches here at the Soccerplex. A 1-0 score here for Maryland. Darwin Espinal in the 14th minute of action off a great assist from Davy Mason. Nelson keeping it near side, and Savannah having a hard time making it through this Bobcats midfield.
Just moving it really. Savannah's just trying to find their tempo here, and they haven't played a long ball in this possession yet, which I think is their best
Uh-oh.
strength.
Defender slipped and fell. Looking to find Lester Hayes III, number 9 for Savannah. Entering into the box, and it's poked out. Third corner opportunity for Savannah.
Still no free kick opportunities, no stopped ball opportunities for the Bobcats, which I find is interesting. This may be another chance on their third corner kick opportunity for the Clovers to get on the board. Just under 20 minutes into the game.
This time only the left hand goes up. In swinging ball, tackles are in the box, and a header goes long. Went toward the goal, but too far.
Yeah, I thought that one was tucking near post, just about a foot to the left. Goalie thought it was no chance of it getting anywhere near the net.
As we have a brief stop here from the referee. It looks like Savannah might be calling for a substitute. All right, well, this is unusual for the first half. I believe Savannah is going to take off Kyle Nelson. Yes, they are. Interesting. Kyle Nelson coming off of the near side wing. Really interesting move here. As number 17, Ford Hunt comes in, but they also make an interesting alignment change as Cameron Schneider comes to where Kyle Nelson was, as number 17, Ford Hunt is the one that came in. Elijah Amo, back for Aka. Back for Boyle, and Boyle will survey his options from his goalie box, finds the closest one and the one he likes. And what do you think of that? An interesting first half substitution for Savannah, bringing on Hunt.
Yeah, an early one there. I mean, you don't typically see
Yeah,
somebody
barring an
subbed.
injury, you don't really see a first half sub that often.
Exactly. Coach definitely saw something that he did not like out of his team. Thought that he made the proper adjustment, and we'll see if he did.
Here's something that he might like. Savannah pushing into the attacking third with Roddy Green, surrounded by 4 Bobcats players. Ball taken away off a pass, and now Maryland a chance to push forward. Here comes the goal scorer, Espinal. Looking for Travis Ward. Gonzalez for Espinal. Espinal back for Almeida. As we cross 22 minutes of action. The only goal you've missed if you're just joining us is from Darwin Espinal, his 4th of the year. Here comes Elijah Amo, breaking down the right flank. Gone to his left foot, slides it for Espinal again. Espinal breathes it off. Huge save, rebound chance, it's poked high. Andrew Wyvell, a missed chance to double the lead.
Absolutely. And what I see from that play is Espinal build the team all the way up. Bobcats got all the way up down the field with Espinal, and he was patient in doing it, finding connector 1-2 balls, and then getting all the way down. Espinal was rewarded with a chance, went a little bit wide of him, and gave it to one of his other teammates to take a shot. But unfortunately, the rebound opportunity went above the goal.
An incredible, powerful shot from Kelvin and Mwape on that exchange. And Wyvell just pushed it over the bar. Great chances to double the lead, but it remains 1-0. Crichton. Out ahead as Savannah pushes forward with Cameron Schneider. One-touch pass, intercepted by Poussillon. And Poussillon finds Espinal. Back from Mason. Poussillon and bumped off the ball a little bit by Lundeen. Referee again letting contact go. Ward surveying his options in the midfield, opts to go back to the back line. Almeida, slow roller for Aka. Mason connects with Espinal again. Espinal free and through, and Elijah Amo loses the race to the ball. Comes back for Espinal, finds Wyvell. Mason tipped back to Wyvell, off of the face of Amo, and then Cameron Schneider pokes it out of the air and over the line. He's arguing that Elijah Amo was the last one to touch it, and referee Garcia not having any of it.
He can argue there, but that was pretty blatantly obvious that it wasn't off any of the Bobcats players, though. One of them was take a shot to the face there. I think that was Mo.
Yeah, so the Zara ball back in play. Davy Mason slides it for Espinal. Espinal looking to create, looking for some speed, cuts to the middle, had his physical position taken away. Amo can't find the connector pass to Mwape, and it's another goal kick for Crichton.
Not a bad chance there by Mo, but Espinal was maybe looking for more passing there, maybe to connect
We've
instead.
got two balls in the field, so one's got to come off. It would be interesting to see soccer played with multiple balls, kind of like pinball, multi-ball.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I think it'd be a lot of goal scoring, a lot of frustration from
Yeah,
the goaltender.
it'd be really hard to officiate. I think you'd need two referees if you were going to do that. Another long ball played. This one well too far.
Unsuccessful long balls so far for the Clovers. Even though that seems to be their strategy versus the Bobcats, not working out for them so far, Max.
25 minutes passed here in the first half from Boyd's, Maryland. Tip play here. Aaron Martinez, quick touch passing. Now finds Roddy Green. A shot from Boyle. He pokes it away. Did he get last touch? He did not.
No,
Shot
no
was just
touches there.
wide.
No touches there. It was just wide,
Mm.
but a great first chance there. I bet he wants that one back from the midfield.
So Boyle keeps the shot, keeps the goal kick low and inside the 18-yard box. Wyvell misses on the header, conceding to the new substitute forward Hunt. Wyvell back for him for the one touch from Hunt. Green, creative passing as Mason cuts off the pass from Green, finding Aka. Wyvell again, looking for Mwape.
Great defensive play there from Davy Mason. Doesn't really need to be a defender for this Bobcats team. Likes to play a little higher for him, but able to just counteract anything that they're trying to play through, any split balls.
Luis Almeida surveys his scene and opting to go for Tongwa Aka. Aka, a Laurel, Maryland native, graduated from Parksdale High School. He played soccer and tennis in high school. Another one of those cross-sport athlete training.
Lots of chanting from the fans here. A lot of interactivity. It's good.
It's good to see the rain has, for the most part at least today, stayed away for the course of fans being allowed in. We had rain a lot throughout the day as Espinal running forward. Crichton sends a long ball and it'll go to his counterpart in net, Jacob Boyle.
And I like this sometimes, Max. When I used to play, sometimes it would be funny when keepers would just punt it or launch it back and forth to each other. You're like, are you guys just playing a game of your own?
Yeah, are you done here? There are 20 of us, the rest of us on the field, that we have things to do.
Right, and I'm hoping Boyle doesn't hear me up here and mess with my head and just send it back to the other goaltender for the Clovers.
I will say though, early in the season last year, there was a rare goalkeeper assist as Boyle will punt this one to the midfield, where Alex Sutton sent a very long ball to Nicholas Laculia for Laculia's first goal of the season at the time. Espinal coming free, Mason running down. He's onside. Mason's got it left flank. Mason into the box, looking for Espinal again. Poked over on the crossbar. Ball still in play. Wyvell keeps it low. Did that cross the line?
I don't believe it did.
The call is no. Savannah will push back on offense. Here comes Green. Man, a save by the skin of his teeth. Jack Crichton keeping the ball out of the net keeps the deficit at 1.
After the first opportunity that he dove in there to ricochet off the crossbar, he fell into the net, got back up in the nick of time, and was able to save that one. So kudos to Jack Crichton saving his team a quick 2-0 early deficit, which could have buried this team.
Hargreaves now back for Schneider. Here comes the English captain again. As Savannah settling play down, keeping a long ball. Travis Ward is there to cut it off. Ward sends a long one here, and Mwape looks like he's going to win the race to it. He does.
Needs to take his time here on this one.
And he does. Opts to go back to Ward as Maryland will reset their offensive attack.
They were absolutely outnumbered there, the Bobcats.
Long ball, and Espinal not going to try to run for that one. This will be a throw-in, though. It didn't go far enough out for a goal kick. Maryland may be trying to pin them here in this corner. Espinal. Cut back for him. Espinal finding Wyvell, miscommunication, nearly lost the ball. Elijah Amo. Slide it through for Gonzalez. Finds Ward. Espinal lurking at the top of the penalty area. As Mwape turns back, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, including the Bobcats Youth Academy, Brandon Financials, and ROSM. Thank you for being presenting sponsors of this 2024 Bobcats season. Here comes Espinal coming in and can't run down the dribble. Crichton out to challenge, and he's able to keep himself in the penalty area. Nearly held onto it outside of the area.
It's one of those first touches that you want back there. Espinal's begging for that chance, but wouldn't be surprised if that's not his last opportunity of the day.
He's already got one today as we cross 30 minutes of action. Halfway through the current time played, Espinal got through, and a foul here as a player went down for Savannah. And in this physical game, it's been a shifting standard of who is. And Mason's doing the right thing, standing over the free kick ball. This now, I believe, is the second free kick for Savannah.
Yeah, either second or third.
Yeah,
Max.
it's a little bit farther back than their last one.
Yeah, but still pretty similar positioning. I think they are going to hope if runners can stay on sides here to try and place this one near the back post and test Boyle a little bit.
Hargreaves the one standing over it. Booting it long, and Roddy Green did not have the angle to run for that one. And Wape will keep it in play rather than go for the throw-in. Nice pass to Travis Ward as Maryland is able to break out.
They should look to find a Mo on this one. That could be another
I think
foul
they're
on the
gonna.
Bobcats.
I think they're gonna call Ward for the interference play that he ran on what looked like Aaron Martinez cutting across.
Like an obstruction call there?
I guess. It's not something I normally see called. And
It's very
especially this close to the penalty area.
Not only that, but also on offense too. Usually
Yeah.
maybe it's a defensive thing where you block a player from going, but they had possession, the Bobcats did.
I seem to recall a Liverpool game, I think earlier this season in the English Premier League, where they had a goal called back because someone ran a pick play, like in basketball, and VAR caught it, overturned the goal. But again, it goes back to that point about VAR. If you have the money and technology, you might as well get it right.
I think he's going to put this one on frame.
He does, and over. He tries for getting it on frame, but he missed the frame.
Yeah, that's one of those tough ones, but a great chance there. I mean, when you have only one shot on goal, and it wasn't on goal actually, only one real shot earlier today, other than the header that was there, you need to be more eager and risky with the free kicks that you take.
Mason back for Tongwa Aka. He spent one season at Community College, Baltimore County, Essex, before transferring to Shepherd University. Schneider. Amo is right there to stop him. Keeping it for De Leon. Crichton. Savannah having an awfully hard time getting back into the midfield area at 33 minutes, almost 34 here in this first half. And I believe play has been stopped for some reason. James, did you see what happened? I missed it.
I didn't see this.
Oh,
Looks like a ball
I think
swap.
a ball. Yeah, they're trying to swap the ball. Interesting. Ball must not have been filled up to regulation.
Yeah, usually
especially for goalkeepers, they'll know.
Absolutely, yeah, they get a lot of touches moving with their back line, but I've never seen like a ball swap like that one mid-game.
Yeah. And I guess there's a first for everything.
It's usually after a stoppage, right? When a ball goes out of bounds or whatnot, you get a new ball. You're like, this ball isn't good, but it's a surprising. Hey, there's a first for everything. That's my
McLeod.
first there.
Here comes McLeod once again. Poked free, middle of the penalty area, looking for Green. He's surrounded by Bobcats. Went to ground, could not get the call. Mwape. Cutting free. He has Amo on the left side. He'll find him. Amo is onside. Left flank, looking for help. Into the middle. Gone out for the first corner kick for the Bobcats today.
And Mwape led him on that ball. I didn't think Amo was going to get there. Turned on the Jets. Beautiful first touch. Sends the ball across. I'd argue that Amo could take more time and maybe create a chance for himself there instead of creating something for somebody else.
First chance from the set piece side for Maryland today. It looks like it'll be Espinal to stand over the ball. Runners coming in as the ball swings in. Crichton makes the stop. Wanted the back post try.
Yeah, Max, I played with a keeper when I was younger who always won the ball in the air. Free kicks, set pieces, corners, whatever it may be. He was the guy, and I love to play with a guy like Crichton if I'm on the Clovers.
Well, Crichton has some good lineage. His father, Paul, was a 25-year professional soccer goalie. Even got his face scanned in a FIFA video game, FIFA 11 to be specific.
How about that? I bet Crichton wants this Crichton.
Yeah, Jack, that is.
Jack would like the same experience at some point.
And you may actually be able to see Paul Crichton. He's a goalie coach in the NWSL with the Orlando Pride. So maybe when the Orlando Pride come to town and play the Washington Spirit, we'll have to go and say, Jack's dad, Jack's dad. We'll have some fun with it.
Absolutely.
Mason,
I don't know if he will, though.
yeah, maybe not. Mason will watch this one go all the way out. A throw in for the Bobcats taken quickly back for the captain, Poussian.
Dangerous ball there in the middle.
Keeping it dangerous here, Savannah. They'll call a foul, and this is right inside the handlebars of the penalty area. I don't think this was within the box. It's close.
It's just outside. When you get fouled in that D penalty area with the little stretch that comes out of the 18-yard box, it's technically not within the penalty box area, so it's going to be just outside. What confuses me about that tackle there is what brings us back to the point about VAR. I thought that was an all-ball tackle, and I think the Bobcats, as well as their fans, thought that was a clean tackle as well.
Yeah, it's right in that handlebars of the briefcase, as I like to describe the penalty area. And again, that's the area that you have to be a certain distance away from the penalty kick taker, but it's not part of the penalty box itself. So Maryland will set up their wall here. What's the strategy you have to do on something especially this short?
Yeah, here you got to stack the wall, right? And it's what they've done. Most of the players that you have, 6, maybe 7 players, put them in the wall.
They've got 7
They
in the
have to
wall
stand
right
strong
now.
here
And
because
they might be bringing in 8. Amo is running in.
I think Amo's going to
behind the
cover a
penalty
marked
taker?
man. I believe Amo's going to cover a marked man, but
Takes a tip and it goes up and away wide. They high-five Luis Almeida as another corner kick here for Savannah. This is their 4th of the day.
and it's really interesting to see a team that dominates on set pieces, corners, and free play opportunities to not be leading the game in scoring, whereas Maryland hasn't had really more than one.
And 2 hands go up, and the ball went right to number 22 for Maryland, Andrew Wyvell. Maryland now looking to push pace. Wyvell trying to find a pass. Espinal looks like he's onside. He'll hold back, and Espinal, a dangerous tackle there. Ball goes to Maryland. Poussian will take it quickly for Mason. Mason's closed down and a hard tackle by Lester Hayes III. This is going to be our first yellow card of the match in the 38th minute. Hayes is not happy about that one.
Yeah, and I think the referee was pointing to a previous play, said, hey, this would not be a card, but this isn't your first warning. So gives Mason his first card of the day and awards the first card of the entire match.
And for the Bobcats, we again thank our sponsors, Saints Row Brewing, Rehab to Perform, Hummel, and Helping Hands. Thank you for making Maryland Bobcats season possible this year. As off the foul by Lester Hayes, Darwin Espinal stands over the ball. Hayes was spending some time in Denmark in the professional ranks. He initially signed with 3rd Division Dalum before joining 2nd Division, I wish I was making this name up, but I'm not, Middelfart, where he stayed for 2 seasons. The Puerto Rico international has made 3 appearances for that national team, but he's in the book today with a yellow card at 38 minutes. Boyle gets the ball away from Hayes. Header goes into touch. Maryland will keep the ball, as this one is into the stands that unfortunately nobody is occupying, as the fans are all on press box side. Looking deep for Espinal in the attacking third. Ball bounces out again, hitting the Saints Row Brewing sign. Another throw in for Maryland deep in the attacking end. Ward looks like he's the one to take it. Keeping it low for Espinal, fighting through traffic. Offside on the pass to Wyvell. Again, Ryan Myers in good position on that side, especially with the play on that half of the field. Brighton will send it deep, and Savannah will restart their play. On the ground, Hayes trying to win that battle with Almeida, not able to do so. Almeida, Aka, left foot and out for Elijah Amo. Gonzalez finds Gonzalez again. Ward out of play for Savannah.
I think Amo does a really good job at laying the ball off and being patient about bringing his other players forward.
Patience has been the name of the game here for Maryland's offense, having a difficult time breaking through, but when they do, it's full steam ahead. De Leon has some space to go through. Amo closes off that space, and Kelvin Mwape screened the pass, never got to its intended target, Lundeen. Amo was offside, could not touch it. Savannah once again having a difficult time breaking free into this Bobcats midfield.
Yeah, they're really struggling to build from the back, but when they do, like pierce through the middle, it works out for them.
Quick one-touch pass here. Ryan's Green. Green chips it in, header to the edge of the area. All ball tackle on that one as Poussillon gets away in the penalty area. Player for Savannah is down in the box. We'll see if anybody stops play for him. They do not, but he gets up limping as the ball goes into touch. Throw in here for Maryland.
As there are just about 4 minutes in regular time off to till halftime, and we're going to see maybe some extra time minutes from injuries and possibly some waiting for swapping balls.
Yeah, no, that one, that still surprised me that again, you figure that if anybody is going to know what the ball feels like and whether it's underinflated, it's going to be the goalie and it's going to be the people who touch it the most because they have to strike the ball and they'll know what it feels like, they'll know what it sounds like.
Absolutely, but as we approach this 43rd minute of the match, what do the Clovers need to do to score before the half is over?
The thing they've been having a hard time doing, breaking through the midfield. They've been able to get some chances toward Boyle, especially the one that went just over the crossbar being the most notable one, but a lot of their chances have come on those set piece opportunities. De Leon. And his target could not find any options, so Lundeen comes all the way back and finds De Leon again.
I think if I had to, use my mathematics here and count to see who on the Clovers has had the most touches on the ball, I'd have to say it's De Leon. And
It might be.
it's typically a defender, right? But it seems like he's outmatching all of his other counterparts.
Quick pass for Poussillon, cannot get it onto the feet of Mwape. Green has his space closed off, and Mwape makes the steal. Finds Mason for Wyvell. Chip pass here, looking for Mwape. He's got plenty of speed in those legs. Keeping the ball in on the left side. Wyvell cutting back to the middle for the offense. Back for Gonzalez. Those two teamed up nicely a lot throughout the course of last season to create chances. Espinal cutting in. Goes around Garcia. Poussillon pokes it free for Mwape. We approach the final minute of the first half. Mwape finds Mason. Mason finds Wyvell. They circle back out of the penalty area. And Maryland yet to really get a good opportunity here as Savannah De Leon shoved down Mwape. That's about as easy a call as it
I
gets.
think that's a frustration foul there, Max, right? Maryland is obviously taking their time on the ball, working it. Within these last couple minutes, they want to have the ball. They don't even want to give the Clovers another chance or a mere look at their side of the field. So that was just a frustration foul from De Leon there.
So the first free kick opportunity for the Bobcats, they opt to go backward with it. Espinal can't get to the ball, but it's poked out for a throw off of the Hummel advertisement on the opposite side of the field. Espinal looks like he's going to leave this one for Travis Ward. Elijah Amo. Finding Poussillon eventually. Ward looking over his options. Amo in the penalty box area. It took a touch last off Savannah, so Crichton takes no chances and goes up to get it. As now we've entered first half stoppage time. Mason.
Unsure of how much stoppage time we're going to have
Yeah, I
for
didn't
this
see a
first
sign go
half.
up. I didn't see any numbers or hand signals, so we're a bit in the referee's discretion territory as we're at 7:56 on the East Coast.
I will say, Max, that I don't imagine it's going to be more than 3 minutes. I don't think we've had that many stoppages in the game. If I had to estimate, I'd say it's between maybe 1 and 2 minutes of stoppage time. I think maybe they'll let this play go on from the Clovers if they can build something. Then from there on out, it may be a first half.
Savannah unable to cut through on the left flank, so they'll head back for Hargreaves, who tried the middle and could not get around his captain counterpart, Poussillon. Poussillon taking the ball, got all ball on the tackle, says referee Balvir Cabrera Garcia. Finding Roddy Green again. This time he's able to win the ball in the air. Nearly trips Almeida. As looks like Gonzalez goes down hard. And Alex Cow cannot be happy about that one. The second-year head coach screaming on the bench about that one. Great poke away from Aaron Martinez from Tongwa Aka.
And now you don't know if Espinal is acting. He's obviously apparently pretty injured, hunched over there in the midfield. But
Yeah.
is he trying to win an Emmy or is he seriously hurt here?
Trying to win an Emmy? That's not even the top acting award. Big shot through. Appeals for a handball go unanswered as Mwape has it. And that is the end of the first half. A 1-0 lead for the Maryland Bobcats. Savannah once again still trying to break through this midfield and defensive line. Unable to do so as Maryland comes away after 45 with the lead.
Yeah, in terms of first half thoughts, Max, what do we think we need to see from the Clovers if they want to bounce back? And what can we see from the Bobcats as well, alternatively?
Oddly enough, I think the Clovers have to do something they haven't been able to do well, pass the ball on the ground. It's been a really difficult sledding for them to pass the ball on the ground, get passes through, and especially to thread them through in the dangerous area in the last 20, 25 yards. When you when we get into that point, Maryland's done a great job playing on the ground. They haven't been able to get that finishing touch, that last shot. So we'll see how the second half rolls. We'll be back for the second half of action when we come back from Marine Hendricks Field. Don't go far. And welcome back to Marine Hendricks Field. My name is Max Waploff. I'm alongside James Consoli. James, we had an exciting first half. Who stood out to you from that first half as Savannah gets set to start us off?
Absolutely. I'd like to point out three players that I think really stood out the most were Elijah Amo really did a great job shielding the ball off. He gets our patient performer award because I do think he's going to get a goal at some point tonight, but he's done well advancing the ball forward. Next player, offensive officiator, really not a shocker here, Darwin Espinal. He's got the
Oh,
only
the goal
goal of the
scorer. What
day.
an original thought.
Yeah, exactly. The only goal of the day, but he still created chances for his other team and strung passes together well. And lastly, our defender is none other than number 98,
Davy Mason.
Davy Mason. Yes, no shock there. I thought he did really well playing outside back, but he also did well on the offensive side of the ball, putting balls in the box and creating chances for his team.
And speaking of balls, Zara is the official soccer ball sponsor of NISA, as currently it is being held by number 12 Alexis Einskopf for the Savannah Clovers as the second half is underway. We're having some more fun here from Montgomery County, Maryland, as Wyvell cannot get this one through. Hargreaves all the way to the other side of the field. Look through again, Roddy Green still on the field for Savannah. We'll tell you about first half substitutions into the second half if we see them, but we have not seen any yet. There was a first half sub for Savannah. Ford Hunt came in. Crichton making the save as Elijah Amo nearly got on the board for his third of the year. Another offensive third threat for Maryland, just unable to finish it with that last touch.
And some changes that I was hoping the Clovers would make in this half are playing better on set pieces, being more physical, and keeping the ball on the ground because they played a lot of air game during the first half.
They kept it on the ground here as Lester Hayes III sends a shot wide of Jacob Boyle.
I think, Max, they struggled a lot playing balls in the air because they didn't penetrate the Bobcats' defense too much or place pressure on them. So I think this half they need to do a better job at connecting passes, not only through the middle, but just making sure they maintain control of the ball and keep it on the ground.
Fans, check out NISA's new streaming platform, NISA Plus. If you're watching this game, you're watching it on NISA Plus, your home for the latest content, highlights, and live matches. It's all here. All the action, all in one place, only on NISA Plus. Wyvell's header is taken away by Roddy Green. Up ahead for Hayes. Lester Hayes running around the defense of Aka, and he'll go to ground. It's out of play, and a goal kick is awarded as it was last off of Lester. Hayes, a local from Savannah, Georgia. Had some college career time at UC Irvine, where he scored 12 goals in 79 career appearances for the Anteaters. Boyle will line up for this one. The Annapolis, Maryland native went to Limestone University for 2 seasons, 2012, 2013, and 2014. 3 seasons, my bad. He played in only 15 games for that school and had no starts. And now in his professional career, he's on his second season with the Maryland Bobcats.
Looks to be a whistle there just from a slight push
Yeah, it looks
near
like
the midfield
a
area.
free kick chance here for the Bobcats in their own half, so not exactly a threatening free kick, but it is their second free kick of the match. Yeah, definitely Savannah had most of the run of play with set pieces. 4 corner kicks by my count and 4 free kicks. All of them dangerous areas. None of them were able to do a whole lot with, except for one that Boyle had to push over the bar.
Yeah, Max, and that's even more impressive than my numbers.
Amo, and he's taken off the ball. As a touch here for Wyvell from Darwin Espinal. Espinal gets it right back, keeps it hot foot, as they'll switch the point here for Gonzalez, and he'll have to go back to Aka.
I had thought that the Clovers only had 3 set piece opportunities and 3 corner kicks, but I was mistaken.
Yeah, it may have missed the first one.
And the fact is that the Bobcats only had 1 and 1 of each, as far as I'm concerned. So that needs to change for the Bobcats. They need to be more aggressive and
long
put
pass here for
themselves in a
Travis
position.
Ward, trying to get aggressive against Crichton, but he keeps himself at that corner of the 18-yard, and Crichton will throw it to keep the ball in play.
Yeah, what I was saying is they need to put themselves in a position more to get these fouls near the box.
Bobcats, of course, want to thank all our sponsors, the Bobcats Youth Academy, Brandon Financials, and ROSM. Thank you for making the Bobcats 2024 season possible. A throw in here in the offensive third for Savannah. Still trailing 1-0. Einskopf at the side cannot keep this ball in friendly feet. Finds Espinal. Espinal sending a long one, looking for Amo. Amo gets on the end of it, knocks down his defender De Leon.
Amo is like a horse running there, man. Strong on the ball. Espinal knows that you can tell these guys have played together for a good amount of time. Sending that ball in kind of a weird place and knowing that Amo is still going to get to it.
Like a horse. Did you watch the Preakness in between the halves? Yeah, Preakness stakes were up today in Baltimore. I wish I remembered the name of the horse that won, but I do not, because horse names are pretty much impossible to remember after you read a certain number of them. There's just so many. Mwape, and this one takes a touch off of Savannah. Kept in play by Ford Hunt, the first half substitute. Took off Kyle Nelson, just something that Savannah's coaching staff didn't like in Nelson's play or in his fitness or performance, and we don't know exactly what. We don't have any more insight than you do, but Nelson was subbed off in the first half. Wyvel looking free, trying to find Amo, cannot get it through the backline defense. Trying to get to Espinal this time, and that one hits off Espinal's face. Espinal's down in the penalty box. This one shot wide. That looked like it hurt. The clearance went right off of Darwin Espinal's face, and he is down in the 18-yard box as a hush falls over the Maureen Hendricks Field Stadium crowd. Yeah, that one looked like it hurt.
Yeah, that's tough. That's never a good feeling at all. I know it's pretty cliche to say, but
Oh,
getting a shot like that.
there's a reason they're cliches. They're true.
Yeah,
for the
and
most.
Espinal looks like he's going to take a brief break. We're
Yeah,
going to see if he can come back in at some point.
It looked like it was just a regular attempted clearance out of the area, but again, a lot of defensive players, they're very good at striking the ball hard, going for distance, looking for that power. And when it hits something at close range like Espinal was within what, 4 yards or so maybe, it's a and Espinal wasn't off the field yet, so as Crichton restarted play, he started it a bit early.
Something I will say too is, I mean, you don't want to see any player down and out of the match, especially if you're the Maryland Bobcats. But Espinal, when they're only up 1-0, this seems like a pretty crucial point for the Clovers to be able to take their chances.
So Maryland will play with 10 for now, as Espinal gets checked out by the medical staff on the sideline here. 53 minutes have gone by. And Mwape's plenty capable of playing striker, having played at the striker position a little bit last season. Green, keeping it along the left side. Green cuts through two defenders, finds a pass in, and Travis Ward taking it away. Poussillon, back for Mwape, who gets clipped at the back heel, and wise move to stop play as Espinal continues to receive treatment. And of course, we know too much about head and neck injuries now to not take a player off after a direct, powerful hit like that. Gonzalez. Back for Aka. Poussillon, the team captain, gets it around a sliding tackle from his number 8 counterpart, Aaron Martinez. And Mwape loses control as three Clovers converged on him. Hargreaves and Poussillon takes the ball away. Hargreaves with the foul. Quick restart of play for Elijah. I believe Espinal has returned to play. That is him on the left side, looking potentially to help out Elijah Amo by staying open. Could not stay open long enough. Hayes finds some space with a runner. That's Lundeen. Lundeen, the Californian, hoping for his chance. Pass got blocked. Gonzalez running it through to the outside, and last touch was off of Savannah. Never mind. Looks like Ryan Myers has overruled Alviro Cabrera Garcia, and the AR calls for the corner kick, the fifth one of the match, and the first of this second half. Clovers compact in the 18-yard before the 6. Two hands go up, swinging out. Boyle cannot get to it as it falls on top of the netting.
Boyle hasn't gotten up yet, Max.
Yeah, he hasn't. You're right.
I think that was one of the. He may have turned. I don't want to assume anything. It looks like he may have maybe had a lower body injury there, like a leg or maybe one of
Especially
his
when the
ankles.
penalty area gets crowded like that, it can be very dangerous for anybody leaping up because as players are running in, you may have someone contact your hips or your leg or even your lower back. And I don't know about you, but when the body's in the air, gravity tends to win every time. So having even the slightest knock on your body, it's a lot harder to adjust as you're falling.
And goalkeeper is such a physical position, even though, people don't typically see it as that, as an infield position. It's still physical, and we've seen goalkeepers today fall into the back net trying to get that ball out of the air and out of play.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the first half. If you missed it, Jack Crichton fell into his own net trying to keep a ball out, came back toward the goal line just enough to stop a play from going over. That was another incredible chance to double the lead that Maryland has had, but has not been able to do so just yet. Pass intercepted. Roddy Green can't get control, and Wape keeps it back for Ward. Long pass here. Amo is offside. Now made back onside here as Wyvell chips it to him. Looking for Amo as he gallops through. Cannot get to the ball though.
See, he does gallop through, similar to a horse.
Yes.
See, he
I,
does
I, I
play like
use I used your words.
if a
And
horse had technique and skill, it would be Elijah Amo on the soccer field.
Bobcats starting 11 unchanged so far as Manuel Gonzalez plays it through for Almeida. Almeida, a long run here for Travis Ward. Ward slips and falls, nobody around him. Puts the ball into play and cuts all the way across the face of goal. No shot on.
Not ruled offside there from Ward too, which was interesting.
No,
I don't
I
think
think he was too far down for pass was backward, so I don't think there is going to be an offside on that. Almeida, header up, and the Bobcats get it back to the midfield line. Another great chance as Ward came all the way up from his position at the back line.
But that's what I mean, Max, is that ball played to Ward. That was a forward pass. I thought that may have been offsides, and I think maybe
Point
the Clovers
taken.
just weren't anticipating a back to come up all the way and play like a forward in that possession there.
Yet another wrinkle in this offense for the second-year head coach, Alex Cow. He's been part of the Bobcats for all 4 seasons that the club has been in existence. He was a player for the first 2 and has been their head coach for the last 2. And Wape loses control. Now Roddy Green. They'll keep it left side here for Hargreaves. Hargreaves, watched by Wyvell, finds the pass forward. Gonzalez can't get the pass back. He'll slip again. A lot of rain fell in this area in the early parts of today. It's been clear skies and no rain for the most part for the duration of the contest, but definitely a wet field. As the ball runs long, it is another goal kick for Jacob Boyle. He'll keep the goal kick short, finding Aka. Aka yet to find an option he likes. Will go for Wyvell in the center circle.
Wyville's just wide open there. I don't know what the Clovers are doing in the midfield. They clearly don't want to win the ball.
Ward, chipped ahead. Looks like someone might be offside here. Flag stays down so far from Carlos Dominguez. Player goes to ground to win it, turns it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a far shot here. Espinal. Mason. Can these two team up for another goal like they did in the first half? Poussillon. Espinal. Bobcats looking for their 10th shot on goal of the game, according to our scoreboard shot clock tracker. Pass is long, and Roddy Green will take the pass from our ball boys to keep the ball in play with a throw. Bobcats' next home game will be this upcoming Wednesday against Georgia FC. It'll be a first-time matchup for the Bobcats and Georgia, the new NISA club. And Mwape trying the offensive right. Heading back to the middle. Ward kept his options open by going down the flank, opted to go for Gonzalez instead. Espinal turned back as Savannah has compacted the defensive third and forced Maryland to try again. Ward is onside here as it bounces off of him, loses control of the ball though, and he's grasping at his jaw. Blocked pass, back for Almeida. Wyvel can't do a whole lot with it, goes back to Aka, and they'll try the left side of the offensive attack. One touch for Wyvel, finding Espinal. Espinal knifing through, finds a pass, and Mwape's got some space. And Mwape right side, chins a shot on and punched out by Crichton.
Mo pretty frustrated there that maybe he was looking for a pass from Mwape. Mwape didn't see something that Mo did, and Mwape opts to take the shot, and it ends up in a corner kick opportunity. So they can't be too frustrated, and maybe Mo will put something together here.
Second corner kick of the match for Maryland, first of the second half. A substitute looks like he's warming up for Maryland. We'll tell you about him when he comes on. Outswinger goes well far of the frame of the goal, and it is poked all the way out. The only one back is the team captain, Poussian. And he'll pass it all the way out of play.
Looks like they might take Gonzalez out here. Bring forward maybe Tyler Gabarra. Gabarra here. Tyler
Yeah, Gabarra looks like he's going to be the one coming on. Normally red is the one coming off, so when I saw 30, I thought that meant the guy was coming off.
That's what I thought as well, too. I think they got their numbers mixed
That's
off a bit
okay.
there. But
so Tyler Gabarra is the one coming in, and 23 Gonzalez is the one coming out.
Tyler Gabarra, the 26-year-old from Arnold, Maryland, just about pretty near Annapolis. Midfielder coming on for Manuel Gonzalez, who's had a pretty solid, 60 minutes for the Bobcats so far. Maybe
definitely good creating a lot of options.
Coach must have thought that maybe it's time to try something else out in the midfield.
And Gabarra, a Broadneck High School graduate, spent 4 years at NC State in the ACC and spent some time with Albion San Diego, the team that defeated the Maryland Bobcats last year in the playoffs in a shootout victory. Gabarra featured a lot in their midfield as they were unable to make it to the NISA championship round after that first round win, but that victory over Maryland. But now he's with the Bobcats team that he knocked out. Ward sends a pass deep looking for Gabarra and could not find him. "63 minutes full have been played thus far from the Maryland Soccerplex. I'm Max Wapoff, joined alongside by James Consoli. The Bobcats will be back in action at the Plex Wednesday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. to take on Georgia FC. You don't want to miss this one. A first-time matchup between the two squads. Fans can purchase tickets now at NISA at tickets.nisasoccer.com.
Absolutely. While we have a little bit of time, Max, maybe we can talk about kind of what this match means for both teams.
Ooh, Amo nearly got in front of that ball, so I was like, maybe we don't have time as Amo comes in for the steal, but it did not happen. This match, yes, it is early season, but it may set a tone here, especially now that both teams tied in points at 6, both teams with 2 wins. Savannah kicks this ball in, but it goes well wide, another goal kick, as we now have more time. So with the really divisional heavy schedule, this is every divisional matchup has that added importance, especially for potential late season tiebreakers. First tiebreaker is likely going to be head to head again, so you want to have a good head to head matchup against teams that you might be tied with in points or close to heading into the last weeks of the season come August and September. So I think that's a lot of the importance of this match as Ward, surveying his chances, finds Gabara.
Kabara getting his first touches on the ball here.
Looking to create from the center and chased out of there by two Savannah Clovers who clogged up the middle of the field. Espinal dragged down, no call coming from Belvier Cabrera Garcia, our center referee. Lundin waiting for options, finds Hargreaves. As we're approaching 25 minutes to go in this second half, we thank again our sponsors, Saints Row Brewing, Rehab to Perform, Hummel, and Helping Hands. Thank you to our Maryland Bobcats 2024 sponsors for making this season possible. Roddy Green, as Mwape, unable to keep him controlled. This one is out of play. Who was it last off of? Last off of Maryland, it is a corner.
Green's had a lot of chances on this left flank. Hadn't really created much until now, I will say.
You've got another substitute coming on. As it looks like Alex Einskopf is going to be the one coming off, as now the red is now denoting the player that comes off, as opposed to on the last substitution for Maryland where the red was the player coming on.
Yeah, got this one right.
So on comes Vladimir Jokic. Jokic, a forward from Northville, Michigan, by way of Novi Sad, Serbia. He finished his degree at University of Missouri, Kansas City. Played for Gold Star FC Detroit last season.
Not to get confused with Nikola Jokic.
Ah, yes.
The 3-time MVP in the NBA.
I don't think anybody's going to confuse how tall is he? Oh, I don't even have his height listed down. I don't think anyone's going to confuse him for Nikola Jokic.
You never know. He could be a multi-sport athlete.
Yeah, all of these guys could be. Slides across the face of goal, wanted Hayes. A throw in for Maryland on the opposite side. Dangerous play there. Lester Hayes came close to tying the game.
Yeah, but the unfortunate reality for the Clovers there, Max, is that nobody's in the box to get that ball that, like you said, slid all the way across the 18, probably from one side to the other.
And it went fast across the way. I think maybe if it's a dry surface that passes on time, but with a wet surface, it's going to move a lot faster. Gabara spins away from the ball, moves it forward. Mwape, Ward running free. Mwape trying to time his pass, can't do so. He'll pull back. Wyvell, Mwape once again.
That's something I don't mind about the Bobcats is that when they use fullbacks, they use their full potential and allow them to go forward offensively.
Boyle, the Annapolis, Maryland native, looking for the Lusaka, Zambia native, as this one is pounced up in the air. Crichton gets it away from Mwape as he leaps forward. And that ball goes toward the stands and out of play. Another sub coming on. As Darwin Espinal looks like he's going to be the one taken off here. So Darwin gave it a go after getting hit in the face with the ball earlier in this half, but the goal scorer will be subbed off now. As on comes Abdou Tiam, number 99 from Dakar, Senegal, a 4-year player from Yukon in the Big East. Big East Conference is very familiar with this field. The Big East men's and women's soccer tournaments were here earlier in the fall. Women's tournament won by Georgetown, and the men's tournament won by, if I remember correctly, Creighton. No, Xavier. Xavier, the other school that's out in the West but is in the Big East because of realignment. Wyvell spins free from pressure, cuts through two defenders. Wyvell into the box, and Creighton with a nice kick save.
Gotta say, I like when leg saves appear in the game, Max. I think those might be my favorite, and Creighton makes that one pretty.
Another corner kick opportunity here for Maryland, their second of the half, third of this game. As the lone goal scorer, Darwin Espinal, has been subbed off. This one is well long. Maryland will have to reset on the opposite side. Hunting for just any friendly body in there and not able to find any as Savannah makes the clear. 70th minute of action, a lot less offensive free flow here in this second half compared to the first, but Maryland holding on to that 1-0 lead, and the only real offensive chance Savannah's had was that chance for Lester Hayes just a few minutes ago. And Ward could not keep that one in play. McLeod threw it in for Green. Savannah moving through that midfield. It's been a difficult slog here for Savannah throughout the course of this game, and this time proves no different with another steal. And Wape finds Pusion. Wyvel. Back for Mason. Davy Mason looking long here for Tiam. Tiam running down the bouncing ball. A chest out here for Crichton. And he shanks the clearance. Bobcats keep control of the ball. Back for Aka. Finding Mwape on the rainbow. Ward getting beyond the defense. Flag stays down. Ward's onside. Ward cuts in. Save made by Crichton. And it looks like Tiam is asking why the ball wasn't coming back to him.
Yeah, I was looking at Tion's positioning that whole way down, and he didn't get freed to the last minute. So, and I saw Ward pick his head up, so I don't blame Ward for taking a shot on goal there, and I think they needed that.
The deficit for Savannah remains 1. Martinez, midfield. Looking for McLeod. McLeod again at the near sideline. McLeod, a Chicago Fire Academy product. Birthday September 11th, 2001. Savannah once again having a hard time getting through that midfield. Chance here, Gabara able to break up the last run through. Hargreaves. Run down Amo. Nice sprint to cut off the angle that he had. McLeod again. Hurls this one toward the 6-yard box. It's bounced out, bounced back in. And this game of keep it up is eventually won by Maryland for possession. Zabara got around the defense. Chip pass for Wyvel. He'll run toward the ball. And Wape keeps himself on side. Tiam is his opposite side on the left. And Wape cutting in. Left foot strike over the bar and out.
Trying to take out one of the VIP sections up there. I will say, Max, that these two teams are in a similar predicament, though. The Clovers have played 5 matches and Bobcats only 3. They both have the same number of points.
Well, 3 in league play. So they've played a lot of matches. It hasn't been a lot of league play for the Bobcats so far.
Yep.
Hargreaves pokes it free. And Maryland once again keeping control, not allowing a lot to get through to Jacob Boyle. Mason.
Both teams 2-1 in the last 3 matches as well. And those are all league play, like Max said.
Savannah winners of their last 2 against Georgia FC both times, and as well defeating Club de Leon earlier in the season.
Unfortunately, we're not able to capitalize against Michigan Stars, who leads Group A at the moment.
Yeah, Michigan once again loading up and having a great year. Boyle. Almeida. As Boyle slipped a bit on his pass, ended up not being a consequence. One touch for Mwape. Tiam is running behind him. Tião trying to get into space. Back for Mwape. Mwape moving onto his right foot. Sends a shot through, looking for the pass to Amo, and it's cut off. Once again, De Leon and Schneider, the ones there taking away the passer and taking away the ball, respectively. Hargreaves, stuck at midfield, he'll turn back. Getting into crunch time here for Savannah as we enter the last 15 in this second half that has flown by.
Yeah, it certainly has flown by.
It looks like either a foul or potentially a handball called outside the area as another free kick opportunity here for Savannah. This will be their second of the half and their, I believe, fifth of the game.
Part of the reason this half may seem quicker than the last half also is the amount of subs that we've seen in this half and the time that takes up. I don't think we've had nearly as many fouls as the first half, though.
Oh,
So.
definitely. This half has been a lot less physical than the first. And we did have a yellow card in the first half. Lester Hayes in the 38th minute. So setting up just outside the 18-yard box as Balvier Cabrera Garcia will draw the disappearing white line. As it looks like Hayes might be the one to take this free kick, or he's just going to get some instructions on how to position himself for Hargreaves' boot.
This is going to be interesting. Pretty weird angle. The
Yeah,
edge
this
at
is
almost
not ideal
that
for an
90-degree
offensive player.
angle that happens at the edge of the 18. I don't think this is going to be a shot on goal here, Max.
Bobcats have put all 10 of their men back on defense, though. Into the box and over the heads of everybody. Thankfully, this one stays within the fenced-in area, as yet another, it looks like we got 3 subs coming in for Maryland. As a line change here potentially now coming up. So Maryland opting to take out, to empty their rest of their subs for the 5 that they are allotted in NISA play.
Looks like Mwape is going to be one of them.
You wonder how much that's going to change the complexion of this game here for head coach Alex Cow and his strategy.
Wyvell will be the second sub that's off, as well as Travis Ward. Going to get some rest minutes. And they're going to call it a day for those 3. Call it a night, I should say.
So Wilfred Tenay is going to be the one that comes on for Mwape. Richard Forca is also going to be the one to come in for Travis Ward. As the ball gets reset back into play, Dominique Kosehase will be the one to come in for Wyvell. So Kosehase, Tine, and Forca are the ones that come in. Pretty big luxury to be able to bring on Richard Forca as a substitute.
Now it looks like the Clovers are going to match the Bobcats and bring on 2 subs at this 77th minute. A lot of subbing we've seen this half. A lot of reserves being used today.
And you wonder here, especially with 13 minutes of normal time to go, what they'll be able to pull off, as Sonny Quintanilla is coming in replacement of who's number 20? Oh, Jokic. What? They subbed out Jokic? Okay. Interesting. Alejandro Cruz comes in for Aaron Martinez. Man, coach must really not have liked something in Jokic's game because he was subbed in and then almost immediately subbed out.
Yeah, maybe sometimes it just comes down to, is he a good fit for the current position we're looking for?
And also, it's a response to potentially Maryland's subs.
Absolutely. Could be, definitely.
Potentially, that's them playing chess and responding to each other, saying, all right, you've brought in Tine, you've brought in Kosehase, you've brought in Forca. I got to take out Jokic in order to put in somebody else. So.
Absolutely. Matchups definitely come into play, Max. It's a lot more, I think, that goes on into these coaching decisions than we could even see from bird's eye view.
Oh, no kidding.
Or press box eye view, whatever you want to say.
Well, there are birds flying around. This could be a bird's eye view. Yeah, Alejandro Cruz was a mid-season signing by Savannah back in 2023, but he didn't end up traveling to Maryland for any of the matchups with the Bobcats. However, he did score twice for the Clovers, once back in September against the Los Angeles Force, and another on the season finale in a victory over Chattanooga FC. So now, after about 4 or so minutes of just devoted to substitutions and some interesting midfield play, we're down to the last 10 minutes of regular time here.
Yeah, and
Time running out for the Clovers.
I just don't see them dominating. Offensively, they seem to have slowed down a lot, and I know that's pretty generic to say, but haven't really played too well on the ground this entire game, even when they've tried to. So I don't see their attack really bringing much to the
Tiam,
table.
and the pass is offside. It looks like Crichton is going to be the one to jump out here for an extended goal kick, or he'll just get the ball into Cameron Schneider instead. So that's all for Savannah's bench in today's game. They didn't bring a whole lot, as traveling teams don't tend to in NISA. However, they did bring a backup goalkeeper, so anybody keeping track at home, Grayson Paydoan. Nobody told me how to pronounce his name, so that's how I'm going to roll with it. Was the one who came in as the backup keeper. Crichton has been able to take the bulk of the minutes so far. Savannah pushing through. 1 to tie is all they need. Bobcats their strike from Darwin Espinal in the 14th minute. Roddy Green sliding it through. Back for Green. Back heel again. Quintanilla. Ahead, Gabara bounced off of him and back into the offensive area. Savannah could not turn it into a shot on goal. Gabara finds a sliding through pass.
Smart there.
Here
From
comes Kosei
Gabara.
Hase. Dominique turning. He's got 4 men around him and now 5 as Green comes to bounce the ball back toward Crichton. And Kosei Hase, a nice job to at least get the ball out of the defensive area, get it away from danger, but he came into 5 defensive players, and 1-on-5 is not a great handicap match to go against.
No, it is not.
Savannah running out of time to attack here. Wanting Cruz. Hargreaves. All the way across, hand is up for Quintanilla. Green. Green cuts back toward the middle, wanting a chance here. Tiam runs in to cut off space from Cameron Schneider. De Leon boots it into the box. One header by Luis Almeida. Amo spins around. Nice stopping play. Unfortunately, it results in a turnover and a great sliding tackle by Almeida again to keep Savannah out of the area. Not for long. Here comes Quintanilla. Green. As we now enter about 7.5 minutes left to play. Hargreaves. Space closed very fast by Gabara. Ford Hunt. Roddy Green. Zach Hargreaves. And Savannah, as they tried to set up a play, not able to do a whole lot with it. Husion shanks this one. Kosei Hase able to win the ball eventually on the first touch, and he fouls a Clover, so Hargreaves will take the free kick. Well defended by Elijah Amo. Tyler Gabara.
A beautiful clip there from Gabara down the right sideline.
Great move for Richard Forca. Forca well up from his defensive position, connecting with Tiam, and a great sliding tackle gets the ball to the end line. Last touch was off of, I believe it was off of Savannah last, so here is a corner for the Bobcats. Their third of this half. And another chance potentially to double their advantage. I know it's early in the season, but goal differential is a main tiebreaker, so always important to have a chance to run up the score when you can.
That's right. And so far, Savannah has struggled in goal differential, -4 to their opponents. And that's actually been just the opposite. Take away the negative symbol and +4 for goal differential for the Bobcats this season. So kudos to them so far.
Right side of the offense set up for a corner. Can Maryland put this game away with 6 to go? So far, a lot of runners between the 18 and the 6. Two hands go up. Ball swings in to the back post, looking for Forka, and Crichton falls on top of it.
That's what I'm talking about there. Love physicality from your goalkeeper, not afraid to go up and get it and scare off attackers.
Poussillon misses. Chance for Savannah potentially with odd man numbers. And a great poke away by Tongwa Aka. Incredible work to break up that defensive spell as Forka now getting back into position, having been in the corner kick box. Hargreaves chips it in and headed up. Amo can't win that ball from Quintanilla. Header up again. Poussillon getting underneath it. Hargreaves gets it for his teammates. Alejandro Cruz. They'll go back to the center circle. Time running low here for the Clovers. Do they have a tying goal in them?
Just under 5 minutes left in regular time here.
I believe Hargreaves, at least someone dove to try to get a head on the ball for Savannah and missed. Schneider keeping it now to the right side. Broken up on the play, and here come the Bobcats. They don't get as far as the midfield circle. Hargreaves again. Finds Lundeen. Lundeen racing through, has some space. Creates it for Quintanilla. Hargreaves winds and fires. Boyle bounces, able to corral it after it came loose off his chest. Now Boyle going to take all the time he can before booting it down. 4 minutes to go. Bobcats player gets tripped, and that is an interesting moment there for Belvir Cabrera Garcia.
Yeah, shocking no call there, really. It looked like a pretty blatantly obvious trip there.
Especially with the player having a chance to go for the ball one-on-one with the keeper.
Right, at the very least, you think there should be a call there, but
you're right, you would, but we're up here and we're not down there. We're not. Well, you're wearing a green polo, but I don't think it's that neon green that they've got on tonight.
Yeah, no stripes on this polo.
Savannah now, perhaps given a chance to even this game up. Into the box, boot it all the way up, and off the end line, another corner. This is 7 now for Savannah, as it looks like they're sending a lot of bodies forward. I think only Crichton is going to stay back.
Absolutely. Max, and despite 12 shots by the Bobcats, 6 saves from Crichton and the Clovers. So only 1 goal for the Bobcats in this game.
Yeah, 7 shots on frame, though, out of 12 total toward the net. It's a pretty good ratio.
I would say.
Two hands go up. Ball swings out. And a foul on Savannah as they judge to have done something against the rules. Maryland taking all the time they can for this free kick. This is Maryland's 4th free kick of the game. And they'll leave it for Jacob Boyle, taking up as much time as possible. Kosei Hase cannot win this header. Here comes Tiam. Tiam finding Elijah Amo. Mason, Poussillon. Forka running into position. Trying to get it on the end for Tine. Tine, it bounces off of a Clover. I believe this is another corner. Indeed it is. The 4th of the half, 5th of the game.
Just chances on set piece opportunities and corner kicks have not really gone the Clovers' way. And that's led them to not be able to get a score on the day and have a fat donut on the scoreboard.
Into the box, Crichton, bouncing ball, foul by Maryland, and now we've got some shoving and some words as Crichton has to be careful to not say too much and waste the time. They've only got about 50 seconds to go in the game. barring the stoppage time. As I should point out, there was a yellow card handed out in the 84th minute to number 4, Daniel De Leon. Ball in the box. Roddy Green. Forca bounces it back to him. But now Forca will just escort it out for the goal kick.
Clear frustration there from Roddy Green. Just couldn't get a good touch on the ball. And even when Boyle was outside of the goal, just not covering the net, Green just stumbled the ball away.
Trying to do a lot fast. And Boyle will send his center backs forward, as he will take this time all the way down to the end of the 90. Hand goes up as we hit the end of normal time. There will be 3 minutes of added time. So 3 minutes from here at 9:01 Eastern Time. We thank you for joining us on NISA Plus. Alongside James Consoli, I'm Max Walpoff, here from Maureen Hendricks Field in Boyds, Maryland. Header won by Aka, bouncing ball here, and Boyle will bounce right on top of it. Again, Savannah unable to get clean shots on to the Maryland keeper. Green loses the ball to Richard Forca, who was dragged down on the play, and that's a pretty obvious foul.
Green has had a pretty lackluster performance so far today. I mean, he's had chances going forward, but really struggled to give the Clovers anything essential they can use to score goals. And
yeah, his first half was definitely better than his second, as Gabara slices through 2 defenders, pulls back, finding Tiam. Gabara.
beautiful
Gabara
turn there.
spins around into the penalty area, cuts it through. Tiam, a shot, a goal! Abdou Tiam slices it through the defense.
Cannot forget about Tyler Gabara there. A beautiful turn for him down the sideline. Slices his way through on the offensive side and just dices a ball back. Cuts it back. Gives Tion a chance to fire on goal. A deflection goal, which is a good percentage of major league goals. But what a opportunity from Tyler Gabara on such limited minutes played today.
First goal of the season for Abdou Tiam, able to sneak it through Crichton. And it's a 2-0 advantage to ice it for Maryland.
Yeah, that's pretty much the wrapper there and the seal.
And always important, get the goals when you can, because goal differential may prove a factor later on.
Absolutely, it will, and that'll help Maryland. I believe the highest goal differential for any team this season is 6, and that'll give Maryland a 6 goal differential on the season.
Savannah kicks this ball through, and again, that is the Zara ball, the official soccer ball sponsor of NISA. As Balvira Cabrera Garcia not interested in handing out another yellow card this late in the match.
Clear frustrations there from Hayes. You got to think this game, when it's wrapped up, you know there's not really much else you can do to control the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a quiet bus ride back to Savannah, Georgia for the Clovers tonight. They're going to try to get one until this whistle's gone. Kose Hase. Hargreaves back for De Leon.
Got to think there's probably less than 30 seconds left in this match of extra time.
Might as well try for a third if you're Maryland. And Hargreaves yanked a guy down by the shirt. You can't do that.
I would imagine this is.
I think this is a statement yellow card for the captain.
And this is going to be the last set piece of the day, very likely. And as time is ticking off the clock, can't imagine there's less than half a minute to go in the remainder of this game.
Yeah, but still another yellow card. Zach Hargreaves, the one who gets it. That's the 3rd yellow card today for Savannah. One on Lester Hayes, one on Daniel De Leon, and now here on the captain.
At least they're going home with something, Max. Not exactly a win, a goal, or assist to add to their portfolio, but some sort of impact in today's match.
Yeah, impacts maybe towards suspension. Maryland stands over this free kick. They'll take it short. Looking for Gabara. As That is the full-time whistle. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Savannah. The Maryland Bobcats win by a final of 2-0.
That'll wrap things up here. As Max said, we appreciate everybody for listening. We appreciate all of our sponsors for making this season possible. And we just like to thank you all and tune in to the next match, which will be on Wednesday.
And don't forget, James will be the one taking you on that one. I have a work obligation I can't get out of. So, James, next game is going to be all you against Georgia FC. Should be a fun one on a midweek game.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. For all of us here at the Maryland Bobcats, for our producers and technical crew, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon and have a pleasant tomorrow. I'm Max Walpuff. Have a good night.